Hey guys, Blake here, and I have a DSR sniper gameplay for you, and welcome to my new series. This series is called The Real Deal, and it's basically gonna be more personal of a commentary, so it's gonna be like I'm gonna talk about my life and stuff, and hopefully it's a good series. I don't know if there's another series out there with that name, and if there is, well, too bad, because that's the first thing that came to my mind when I thought about it. This is a DSR gameplay, like I said, and it's a pretty old gameplay actually. I don't know how long ago I got it. I don't even think I prestiged at the time. I was trying to get gold camo for the gun, so it is a campy gameplay. Especially towards the end, I get extremely campy because, again, I'm trying to go for those long shots and all those other challenges so I could get the gold gun. So that's why it's kind of campy at the end, but it's still a really good gameplay. I go 44 and 10, I believe. I think those are the numbers, and I use primarily my sniper, and it's one of my better gameplays, and I've been waiting to use it for so long, but it's like, I don't know, 10 minutes and 30 seconds long, so I really haven't been able to talk about anything for that long, and I think the series would do nicely for that, especially if I talk about what I want to, or if I could be able to get it out right. I guarantee you, like after my first topic, I'm gonna like draw a blank and forget what I was gonna talk about. So if that happens, I'm so sorry. Just bear with me. So recently, I got a job, and that's what I'm gonna talk about for my first topic. And a job for a teenager, especially if it's your first job, can be pretty scary. Not gonna lie, at first I was deathly afraid, because I work as a cashier at a supermarket, or I should say a supermarket, because the store is like huge. It's like Costco huge, if you know what a Costco is. It's like a warehouse kind of store, but that's besides the point. So I work at a supermarket, and it has a restaurant inside. It has, of course, the store itself. It also has a liquor store attached to it next door, so it is pretty big. So, and it's really good for someone who's in culinary, because you get all the experience and, you know, all the different elements of culinary in like one little thing, especially as a cashier, because everything passes by you at the end. So it's pretty good. I learned a lot of things. Like there's like 20 different types of onions in this world. Never knew that. I only knew 2 onions, the Vidalia and like onion, but no, apparently there's a lot more. So I feel every teenager's gonna have to get a job at some point. They have to, unless you're lucky enough where you can actually do YouTube and support yourself, which has happened before. If not, 90% of you are gonna have to get a job. And I think teenagers have this preset assumption that once you get a job, your social life is done, and you're gonna be so tired. You're never gonna be able to do your schoolwork, and you're never gonna have any free time. And I really do believe a lot of people have this idea. I had this idea before I had a job. Not that I had much of a social life, more like a YouTube life, but whatever. But now that I have this job, I have a completely different mindset. I love my job so much because the people there are super friendly. I get paid a good amount of money for my first job. I get paid $8.50, and minimum wage is $7.25, so that's really good. And I get a raise like every 6 months. That's like, whoa, I love that. Also, like I said before, kids have this idea that they're gonna have no social life. It's not gonna be true, because as a minor, you can only work 5 days a week, and you can only work 30 hours completely in that week. So you're gonna have at least 2 days off. When those 2 days are is up to you and your job to figure out, but you're gonna have those 2 days off. And if you work like, I don't know, 20 hours and you still have a couple days left, you could work 5 hours each day, and you could still, maybe then after you work those 5 hours, you'll have like 3 days instead of 2 off. So it's really cool. And to know that you're making your own money, and that you could go and buy whatever you want at the time. You're like, you know what? I don't need to ask anyone for the money. I have a job. I have my own money. I'll just use my debit card if you have one of those, or you know, I'll use my cash debit you know, it's a lot easier. I recommend getting one of those if you don't already. Debit card's so much easier. It made my life so much better. But it's really a good feeling to know that you have this money, and it makes like me, especially because I use a card a lot because I use it for online things such as my websites and DLC for games and such, and all that nonsense that I really don't need but I want so much. So that card is really good for me, and to know that now I have a job, I'm getting paid like $100 a week, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, and that I can afford all that stuff on my own is so good, and I love it. It's just something that makes me want to go back to work. And the fact that I get to like interact with so many people a day is really, really fun. And this is where I start to get a little campy, just to let you know. And you run into a lot of interesting people when you work. I mean, like, really interesting. There's some strange people in this world that you don't really get to know until, you know, you start ringing up their items. It's really interesting. It's really weird, but it's all fun at the end, and you get to meet some really nice people, especially your coworkers who are extremely nice, and your managers who are like really nice as well. I guess it all depends on like your job and who works there and all, but overall, I say if you don't have a job and you think about it, definitely do it. You're gonna have time for real life. Maybe not exactly the days you want, but you're still gonna have time at some point, and you're gonna have this source of income afterwards, and it's just gonna be so cool to buy your own things. I mean, what kid doesn't want to make money? I mean, really. Sure, you have to work for it, but that's life. You're gonna have to do it at some point. And look at that awesome quad kill right there. And maybe not all in a row, but pretty darn close. Okay, so my next topic I wanna talk for probably the last 3 minutes is, I guess, school and how it's like it's affecting me. I don't want to make that sound like a negative thing. It's not negative at all. So I don't know if I've said it on this channel yet. I know I mentioned it somewhere. But I go to a special school where they teach you a special trade, and I am on a rampage. I just noticed that. Look at that. I'm already at my stealth chopper. But like I was saying, I go to a school where they teach you about specific stuff, and I go to culinary classes, so a majority of my day, like 3 out of the 7 classes during my day are cooking and learning how to cook and all that, which is so much fun. So much fun. You get to learn how to cook all these different foods and all this different cuisines from around the world. And now I got my orbital visa. Sorry. And it's just so interesting to learn all this. But when I'm not in culinary, I am doing regular schoolwork like any other child has to go do, or any other kid. I say child, it sounds like a 4-year-old. I'm sorry. So I do that. I also have gym, like, because that's, you know, mandatory by my state at least. You have to have gym for 4 years. So that's that. And I think because I'm a vocational school, which is what it's called, I don't get that much homework. I barely ever get homework. The only class that really gives me homework is my Spanish class, which is mandatory as well, because she just likes to give homework every day. And I definitely get homework from my history class, but it's not every day. It's maybe once a week. If I'm lucky, once every 2 weeks. Depends on how fast we go through a chapter. And I think being a vocational school, since it's only like 400 students, maybe less, it's really unique and different. And it's given me the chance to get closer not only to like every student. Like, I know every senior in my grade by name. I might not know them like their last names and like them themselves, but I know every single senior by their name. If you put them in front of me, I know their name. And that's how close that's how like small the classes are. It's really crazy. And I think being in such a small school, you become so close with everyone. Like, I have a really, really small group of friends that are like really close to me, and I love being with. And then there's my culinary class, which I think honestly we become more like a family than a class or even friends. We're all like such a close knit family. And last year we lost someone because they went to a different school, and it sucked because after 3 years of being with them, now they're just leaving. it's a horrible feeling, but you know, they're doing something else that they want to do, and you can only hope for the best. So that's basically what I want to talk about this video. Sorry it was a little off topic towards the end, but I hope you enjoyed this series, and if you did, please leave a comment telling me what you liked about it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. See ya.